Genesis 1:26-27. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth.
Jeremiah 1:5. Before you were formed in the belly, I knew thee. Before you came forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
So God created us in his own image so that we can have dominion and reflect his character, so that through us many will come to know him.
But he also has a plan for each of us to execute here on earth. God set Jeremiah over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to destroy, to pull down, then to build and to plant.
So this means that God's image of Jeremiah was to be that of a man that would establish his kingdom.
But Jeremiah could not grasp it. Instead, he said, "Ah, Lord, behold, I cannot speak, for I am just a child." All Jeremiah could see was his own limitations.
But he wasn't the only one. God called Gideon a mighty man of valor. But Gideon saw himself as a nobody, defacing God's image of himself. He only saw limitations.
Esther saw herself as an orphan child, raised by her uncle, with nothing really going on for her. But God's image of Esther was to be the preserver of the race of the Jews.
And good old Moses was so excited about God's plan for him. He made a mistake though and went ahead of God. And when God, being merciful, gave him a second chance, he saw his limitation as a stammerer, not as the deliverer that he was. The deliverer that the children of Israel have been waiting for over 400 years.
Everything looked bleak for Ruth. She was a widow, rejected by the very mother-in-law she so loved and was loyal to. But God's image of her was to bear the grandfather of David, a man after God's own heart, a king like no other.
So the question now is, what image do you see of yourself? The way God sees you, or the one riddled with excuses of limitation that absolutely no one can argue with?
Is it wishing you were slightly shorter or taller?
Or wishing that you had charisma?
Or a better accent, you know what I mean?
Or you're just too busy and comfortable to even care or bother?
Or are you still in that waiting room, believing God for that one thing?
Jeremiah, Gideon, Esther, Moses, and even Ruth all had reasons to. And we understand. You may have had a messed up past, or you're struggling in your faith to get your faith walk right. Or you're even struggling to live that life that you imagine. But do you know how many people are waiting for your manifestation?
To become the manifestation of God's image of them.
Look, people, the end times are here. And we can see the signs. We can see them in the floods, the tsunamis, the diseases that are beginning to defy medicine. Or is it in our curriculum now that they're teaching our children that totally goes against the word of God? The church needs bold and courageous men and women who are ready to reflect the image of God, to show the world a better way to live, and to become the image that God has called us to be.
Forget your mistakes. We've all made them. Forget your limitations. Even the best of us have them.
Forget your reasons and forget your flaws and forget your past.
Forget your shouldas, your wouldas, your couldas.
Arise, my brothers.
Arise, my sisters.
The world is waiting for our manifestation.
And your manifestation
too.